from last Diwali to date. Get your portfolio cracking with Cracker Stocks. Only on ET Now.
Presented by NSE, an investment called India.
भैया हाँ मलाड चलोगे?
450 लगेगा।
450?
बैठो।
सॉरी भैया बस ले लूंगा।
जो करते हैं हर वक्त बचत की कोशिश, उन्हें हम करते हैं सलाम। तभी तो हम लाए हैं कम से कम होम लोन्स भी आकर्षक इंटरेस्ट रेट पर, वो भी ढेर सारी सुविधाओं के साथ। इंडिया बुल्स होम लोन्स, अब घर आ जाओ।
MTS GB Festival. Get 40 GB at rupees 999.
कल ना स्कूल में मेरी पैंट फट गई थी पीछे से, तो ये है ना मेरा फ्रेंड सुमीर, वो मेरा पूरा दिन मेरा पीछे पीछे चल के वो मेरा पैंट को भी कवर कर दिया और मेरे को स्कूल से घर तक ड्रॉप किया मेरे को। ये मेरा बेस्ट फ्रेंड है।
ऐसी दोस्ती अगर एक बैंक निभाए तो IDBI बैंक 50 साल दोस्ती की।
Intuition. It's in the things we make. Things that just work, that just make sense. The all-new AutoFit series that expands intuitively for a perfect fit for men and women. Park Avenue, a step ahead.
अपने बड़े सपने को सच करने के लिए आप क्या कुछ नहीं करते, इसीलिए श्रेय एनसीडीज दे रहे हैं आपको अप टू 11.75% इंटरेस्ट पर एनम। टू अप्लाई SMS श्रेय to 56161. For detailed terms and conditions, please refer prospectus dated September 22nd, 2014.
आइए गांधी जी के दिखाए रास्ते पर चलें और एक स्वच्छ भारत की रचना करें। स्वच्छ भारत, एक कदम स्वच्छता की ओर।
Nice car.
The first time I touched you, I knew it was love. Let me do it.
Nice shot.
The looks, the drive, the spirit, the new Skoda Rapid.
Skoda, simply clever.
A moment that lights up your life with 1,000 sparkles. A time of joy embellishing you with pride. A season of celebrating success with the finest life has to offer. Joyous greetings for a happy and prosperous Diwali from PC Jewelers.
Welcome back to Hot Stocks. Let's focus in then on mid-cap IT and particularly RS Software. The company came out with its numbers Friday evening. You had the income from operations just about flattish. The profits though managed to gain about 5% on a sequential basis. Raj Jain, CMD of the company, is with us. To start off with, Mr. Jain, take us through the Q2 highlights while talking about your growth as well as the traction that you're seeing across electronic payments, testing and data analytics.
We believe we've had a good quarter, and this has been our highest ever profit that we've reported in any quarter. ever in the history of our software. I had mentioned the last time I was on your channel that we have a very directed strategy to reduce our client concentration, and we are in the transition of that over the next few quarters. So I do believe that our focus of making sure that we have our strategy on our cost management lined up while we're going through this transition will continue to give us dividends. So we've had a good quarter in spite of what you mentioned about the top line, but definitely on our margin expansion and the profitability that you're looking at, we've been able to declare 15% dividend as well. So we have a focus on rewarding our shareholders while we continue to do well.
Also tell us about your margin performance and the factors behind it this time, and where can we see your exit margins for this fiscal?
If you actually look at our last 8 quarters, we have consistently, quarter on quarter, irrespective of the movement of the exchange rate, we have worked very hard on improving our margins, or expansion of the margins, as you call it. And this is a conscious strategy that we are executing successfully at our software using automation tools like the ERP and making sure that the information is available more timely to our decision makers. In addition to that, we are also looking not only at the contribution level, we're also looking at the operating margin level, and finally at the PBT level. And then it transfers down to the PAT level. So right through the cycle of a income statement, we are focusing at every stage of the business to ensure we have the right cost structure. And this effort will always continue for us. And we believe that our growth in the marketplace is a combination of our domain focus in payments and our ability to deliver the best to our clients into the price performance and in terms of the value that we bring to them by being a domain focus player.
We'd like to know a little bit about your key deal wins and where your order book stands right now. What's the visibility on your ramp-ups going forward?
Okay. So like I mentioned, that our focus, part of our margin expansion strategy is also to execute higher amount of work from lower cost locations like India. And that automatically means that it'll impact our top line in a not a complementary way, but it'll enhance our margins for sure. So as over the 12 months fiscal year of March 2015 ending, we expect to see a good, healthy double-digit growth in our bottom line and in our EPS. So from a longer-term perspective, we continue to make investments to expand in the marketplace for our top-end growth as well. And on a shorter-term period, over the next 3 to 6 months, our focus is more to make sure that we align ourselves correctly to execute from locations like India, and hence bring about improved margins to our performance and be able to reward our shareholders in a healthy way.
So Mr. Jain, in terms of your growth, do you think your second half of FY15 will be better than last year's second half?
We are taking every step to work toward the mid to long-term strategy of how do we capture a larger pie in the electronic payment space. And the reason why our investors have been handsomely rewarded is because that our eye is on the focus of constantly being alert to the opportunities, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's brick-and-mortar opportunities in the electronic payment space. And what I can assure the investor community is that our software will continue to be a distinguished player in this space and will provide a healthy double-digit growth in its PAT and EPS margin, and which should continue to reward our shareholders for times to come.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for taking time out and giving us your views on the company, what the next year is likely to pan out like, as well as an outlook on your numbers. The stock active up by a good 3%. And by and large, it's a good day. In fact, 7,900, we just are at that level right now. The Sensex up by 387 points, and broader markets are clearly coming back with quite a bit of fervor. PSUs, oil and gas, capital goods, banking, all of them holding out very smartly in the green. And it's a lot of those oil and gas stocks, of course, which are fueling the gains on the frontline index. Time to get in some top recommendations then from Prakash as well as Sandeep. And Prakash, we'll start off with you. What stands out?
Aban offshore certainly is looking good to me, Aban. And I would say that one should have a stop below somewhere closer to 580 or so. On the upside, we could see targets closer to 625 in the days to come. Second stock that I like is Maruti. Maruti, the way it's bounced back from the lows, looks good to me and encouraging. It's already gone up. And I would say the target is around 3,050. And I would had a deep stop below 2950. I would even modify it and make it very tight to below 2985. Power Finance is looking good to me. Seen a good up move. I would say that can climb to levels closer to 265 zones in the days to come. I had a stop below 254. I'll make it to 245. Modify it. Good. Looks good.
All right, so Prakash recommends Avan, Maruti as well as PFC. Sandeep would like to know what are your top recommendations?
A buy in a TVS Motors, stop loss of 232, target of 247. A buy in a PNB, stop loss of 941, target of 960. And a sell in Crompton Greaves, stop loss of 193.50, target of 183.
Okay, that's the call coming in from Prakash and Sandeep. Thanks very much, gentlemen, for joining in on this leg of Hot Stocks with your top recommendations. Markets in firm fettle, but we're completely timed out right here on Hot Stocks. Stay tuned for Traders 20. We'll carry on all the market action.
May the markets and your portfolios prosper 100-fold this Diwali. Best wishes from me, Aisha Faridi, and the entire ET Now family. A moment that lights up your life with 1,000 sparkles. A time of joy embellishing you with pride. A season of celebrating success with the finest life has to offer. Joyous greetings for a happy and prosperous Diwali from PC Jewelers.
मुझे ना सब स्कूल में मोटू बुलाते हैं, ट्यूशन में भी मोटू बुलाते हैं, प्लेग्राउंड में भी मोटू बुलाते हैं। सिर्फ ये मुझे नहीं खिलवाती है, ये मेरी बेस्ट फ्रेंड है। तूने आज लंच में क्या खाया था? बटर पनीर।
ऐसी दोस्ती अगर एक बैंक निभाए तो IDBI बैंक 50 साल दोस्ती की।
Looks like you need a wash too.
The new generation Scorpio.
जब भी साहिल बिजनेस ट्रिप पे आता है, हम अपने यहाँ तो स्टे करवाते हैं। ये कोई कम एहसान है? आप बेबी की शादी के बाद करके तो देखो, मना नहीं कर पाएगा।
एहसान मत लो, डिस्काउंट लो, वो भी फ्लैट 30% होटल बुकिंग्स पर, सिर्फ yatra.com पे।
A moment that lights up your life with 1,000 sparkles. A time of joy embellishing you with pride. A season of celebrating success with the finest life has to offer. Joyous greetings for a happy and prosperous Diwali from PC.